Okay. It's truth-telling time. So, the truth is that I set up this channel because I was really inspired by something that someone said about Jeff Bezos. I mean, Jeff Bezos is not my favorite person in the world. It's not like I know the guy, so what right do I have to have an opinion? But the point is that I liked what they said, which was, can you imagine if Jeff Bezos had a YouTube channel or some place that he let us follow his journey. And I thought, you know what, that's really cool. And I don't know where my life is going to end up, so I'm going to catalog what happens over my life. And the thing is, I am of the generation that grew up inspired by the Real World. And I'm talking like the original Real World, not season 25,000, whatever it is, or Road Rules, or, all the things. Like, I remember being 12 or 13 years old and actually having like the big camcorder that was my dad's and walking around with my friends, and like we recorded ourselves doing all of just random everyday stuff. I literally have a video of me sitting on my couch as a teenager with the phone in my hand, a portable phone in my hand, a white portable phone with the little antenna sticking up at the top. And I'm just recording myself watching TV on the phone with my best friend. That's all I'm doing. And somehow it's oddly entertaining. What it is, it's a lot of looking back and remembering how things were back then, but that's not the important point here. The important point is that it was back when the Real World came out, it was so cutting edge to be able to see what people were really dealing with. And that somehow launched into reality TV celebrity. It was a new way of being known and launching yourself into the public eye. Now, that has evolved into, or I should say, it has evolved from a dozen people living in a house in the middle of New York City, in a city of I don't know how many millions of people, to millions of people in New York City being able to publish their own TV show, their own reality TV. And although I'm not living in New York City, I'm just one of those people. I am just one of millions of people who has the ability, the right, the whatever, to put my life out there. And when I was a kid, we're talking, 25 years ago, that was like a goal. That was a thing. That was the equivalent of a kid today wanting to be a YouTube star, and really emulating and idealizing that way of engaging with the world. And somehow we've gotten away from that, and we've gotten to the point where I did another video on this about we are all social media actors. We are all advertisers, meaning that we have all just succumbed to the 30-second, clickbait, soundbite way of sharing our lives. And it's turned us all into, again, that advertisers. How can I hook someone? How can I get their attention? And that's so the landscape, and that's so not who I want to be, that for me, doing this channel was, bless you, little. You okay? Doing this channel was supposed to be the exact opposite of that. It was supposed to be a safe place for me to be able to express myself. Now, the irony is that I started this channel at the same time that my business started doing well. What little? And so I talked about the launch of my business. I talked about, in fact, the video that I have that did the best so far out of anything is the one I did specifically about moving to my home coaching business. And that was a very honest video. Now, it was edited. I recorded me ranting in the car for about 45 minutes, and we shrank it down to about 12 or 15 minutes. But I don't want to put a lot of work into a channel. I really don't. I really did want this to be just a safe place for me to share again, and to have an audience or engagement. But I don't really want an audience of strangers. I want to know who you are. That's what I want. I don't want to just sit here and talk into a void, and I don't want to do this for my own ego. Every video is on my phone. I don't have to put them out there. And that's kind of where I am in the arc of what's going on, and why I feel like it's truth-telling time and I owe you an apology, or whatever it is. It's that I haven't been following the rules I set out for myself about what this is going to really be. This is supposed to be a personal not social experiment, but this is a personal experiment. This is let me see what happens over the next 10 years of my life. And I was using YouTube as a place to kind of store all my experiences. But then I got nervous about having all my stuff out there. And so I decided to reel it back. And now all of these videos just live on my phone. And I say to myself, well, that's good enough because they're there. You can always go back and you can look at them. But I'm not trying to operate inside of a bubble. Again, this entire channel was all because I thought it was so cool to hear someone say oh, could you imagine if Jeff Bezos had done a chronological, what was I trying to call it? It was, if he had chronicled, I don't think that's the way I want to say it, but I'll say it anyway. If he had chronicled his experiences, his rise, his arc, his whatever. And I think in television or movies, we like the biographies of people that we know are famous now, and being able to go back and see how they got their rise, and recaps like that are really great. But we also love rooting for the underdog. We love seeing that person that we can go, oh yeah, make it for all of us, and you can do it, and whatever. And I'm not saying I want to be that person, or I want to be someone like that. Because I think somehow that takes away from my professionalism. If you see me being a real person dealing with real stuff and real considerations and needing to be my own client sometimes, or not being perfectly put together, is that going to make you think that I'm less effective at doing my job? It's if you know that your therapist is having marital problems, does that make you think that they're less good as a therapist? It's like that, I really need to get better at doing that, or not doing that. But my point is, I think that I have gone way off course about the intention of this channel, and I know that I should be sharing things. I know that I should be putting them out there, and for the sake of growing the channel and connecting with more people. And why, right? What is my why? My why is because I wanted a safe space to be able to share with people and to have a broader community than just what I established on Facebook. And Instagram feels too business driven. And again, I'm looking for something that's akin to like what LiveJournal was back in the day. That's what I'm looking for. This is a video journal, a video log. And I stopped treating it that way because I was afraid that you would look at me as less capable if you saw the struggles. And usually when I do a video, it's because I'm dealing with something. So part of the reason I chose the graphic that I did for my channel with the questions and then the girl running is because all I have in life is questions, and I'm running to the answers and trying to figure things out. Aren't we all? Are you doing that much better than I am at getting the answers to your questions, like before you had the questions, so you don't end up looking like an idiot having the question to begin with? If you're better at that than I am, please tell me how. But this is where I am. This is where I am in my life. This is what I'm going through. And I want to be more honest. I'm afraid that you won't have interest in this. I might be more afraid that you do have interest in this. And yeah. So my question is, would you rather I just get better at posting, or should I kind of retroactively put a whole bunch of videos up? Now, this channel is so small that I feel like I'm not going to get that much feedback. So I have to make my own decision. But well, I'm asking myself what's the why? Like, is it bigger than I think? Is it to have a community? And if it's to have a community, well then, how am I vetting my community members? Because, no offense, I'm sure you can identify with the fact that you don't want just anybody in your business. But if you're putting your videos out there, you're kind of inviting anybody into your business. So, I don't know. It's a little bit like the debate about if a girl dresses in a sexy dress, does she deserve to get raped? Like, are we going to have that conversation? No, we're not. She does not deserve it. Now, I'm exploring. I'm exploring here. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to start another video in just a minute that is specifically about how I feel about how much stuff we have in our lives right now.